Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, we cover a controversial topic in the hunting industry. High fence hunts have become somewhat of a lightning rod. Well, today we'll show you a high fence goose hunt. Now, this hunt's a little different because it's fair chase, or flight as it would be, and a unique experience. So stay tuned for our high fence waterfowl edition to season 4 coming up next on Sporting Dog Adventures.
Hey, pretty mama, go and grab the scattergun. Rommel's looking like he's got one more good run. His hips are a little shaky, but his heart's still true. Oh, how that dog loves hunting with me and you. Sporting Dog Adventures, run, boy, run. Everything you need is here under the sun. Everything you need is here under the sun.
Sporting Dog Adventures is brought to you by Cabela's, Heavy Shot, Hadel's Game Calls, Conquest Scent Sticks, High-Vis, Liberty Safe, Headwaters Seat Covers, Mr. Lid, Mobile Strong, Paw Print Genetics, the Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks and Tourism, Vanishing Paradise, Pheasants Forever, and Soggy Acres Retrievers. Take 'em. Earlier this season, we brought you our sunrise mallard hunt from Saskatchewan, Canada. Take 'em. Take 'em. Take 'em. Nice. We hunted with the Mobile Strong group, Tim Skiba, Mike LaRue, and Brad Heidel from Pheasants Forever, along with dogs Castle and Nettie, who did a great job in the field. For this next hunt, we hunted with just Castle. He had some issues that we wanted to work on in a one-on-one situation, and being one of his first hunts, this was a great chance to take out just him and help him excel in the field. Prior to the hunt, we spent a few hours the previous day doing some scouting. One spot we found definitely intrigued us. It was a vacant, high-fence elk farm that was now used for crop farming. We found the owner, received permission, and now we were set to film our first high-fence waterfowl hunt. We got to the field for an early start and pulled out our new Cabela's decoys. We prepared for the morning flight. We waited for the birds to fill the sky. Take 'em. Oh yeah, get 'em, buddy.
Fetch!
Castle was showing the signs of a young dog struggling in the field. He was definitely having some issues with breaking. He was also having problems where he was dropping the bird on the way in when he could see other birds working the area. This is the time as a hunter that you need to become a handler. You really need to work with this young dog and try to simplify things for him in the field. Fetch it up, come on, back. Of course, as I went out to help the dog, more birds worked in. At this point, I showed off my athletic prowess as I hit the ground. What most people won't realize is that in gymnastics, I can do a mean log roll. And after I stuck the landing on my log roll, of course, my teammates missed the geese. Fetch it up, bring it here, come on, yep. It's hard to train in the field, and there are times when you help a dog so a problem doesn't get worse. These two birds were really lively when Castle got there and hard for any dog to handle. Castle was obviously struggling with his retrieves while these birds were flapping and kicking, as well as being distracted by the other birds working in the area. You like how I laid down? Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, we'll cover breaking in depth on our training tip. And the geese continue to work our spread as the morning wears on. This training tip is brought to you by Conquest Scent Sticks and these fine sponsors. On this week's training tip, I'm going to show you a great drill you can do with a young dog and even a seasoned dog to help with braking so that they're more steady to shot when you're in the field. For this tip, we've got my dog Pickett and my son Cole. We're going to take Pickett out as the pupil, Cole's going to be the assistant. Step one is on the land. Whenever you do your training, always start on the land because it's easier to address issues. If you start in the water, it's tough because if you need to move forward or back, the water's there and you either have to get in it or you're moving too far away from it. On this step, Cole's going to be about 30 yards away. He's going to actually throw the retrieving dummy toward us and drop it about 10 yards in front of Pickett. We're doing this to entice him to break, or hopefully he stays so that we can reward him for staying. If they even move an inch on this, I will correct the dog. The old phrase, give an inch, they'll take a mile, works with kids, as well as dogs. If you let him scoot forward a little bit, the next time he'll try to go a little farther. If you let him stand up, the next time he may break. So this is our chance to really fine-tune the dog and make sure that they're steady. Pickett knows an electric collar. He's been conditioned. He understands how we use it for obedience. If he does move, I nick him or push the button, which gives him a stimulation and tells him, hey, you need to sit down, not move. I'll repeat this until I get the desired response, which is for him to be rock solid and not move until I release him. I'm going to repeat this step 5 times with good repetitions. I want to make sure that I get 5 good opportunities to really congratulate the dog and give him a lot of love for doing what I'm asking. Our second and final step is to move to water. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to have Cole about 30 yards away. He's going to throw a retrieving dummy right in front of us, about 10 yards in front of us in the water. At that time, I'm going to make sure Pickett doesn't have any movement, creeping, or doesn't break, and then I'll release him after a 5 count. If for some reason he moves and doesn't do our desired response, which is to sit still and be rock solid until released, we'll repeat this step. We're going to again go with 5 good repetitions so we get to congratulate Pickett and he understands our expectations. Pickett. We'll do this drill probably about 3 times over the summer and again right before season so that he is ready to hit the field. That's this week's training tip. Now back to the hunt. Good boy. Here. So we're out in Saskatchewan. Farms, rolling hills, fields filled with crops. We're in an enclosure that is open in multiple spots because they're not using it anymore. And we look up. Here comes a moose. Oh, they're gonna be right there. Good. Good. You're getting sleepy. Good boy. Attaboy, come on. Oh, he says that one looks more fun. Castle continued to improve, but his braking problem was definitely still an issue. In the off-season, Castle definitely needed more work. Another great way to handle this is while you're in the field, have one person dedicated as a handler and not a hunter. Having one person as a handler leads to timely corrections and also establishes the rules so that Castle understands that he can't go self-employed. Atta dog. Castle, here. Touch it up. Come on, buddy. Good dog. Here. Right here, buddy. Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, Castle continues his first season hunt. We also head out with my sons on a turkey hunt in this week's Kids Corner. This segment of Sporting Dog Adventures is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
And now it's time for this week's Kids Corner.
It's youth turkey season, and we're back out hunting with our friend Rick Wertz.
Rick Wertz is a family friend that has several of our dogs. He also owns RAW Guide Service and is one of the best turkey hunters I know. He's been taking my boys on turkey hunts since they were old enough to go, and this year we had 2 boys to get birds for and only a day and a half to hunt. A great example of Rick's ability to call was on my son Cole's hunt. He called a tom from 600 yards away across an open field and brought him right into range.
Old 1 shot, 1 kill.
With 1 bird down and 1 to go, Rick got up early the next morning with my son Clayton. We had a fence line to the rear of our blind, and a bird snuck in right behind us. We actually heard the bird spin strut right behind the blind. That set up a chaotic change of plans as we'd get rearranged in the blind. Now, what you're going to see isn't the best footage because I was trying to film off tripod and through a small opening because the bird was right there. Clayton definitely did a better job shooting than I did, but we got our bird. Is he down?
Yep.
The best success you can have in a field occurs when you take a youngster or new person hunting. Our hunting community is made stronger by people like Rick Wertz from RAW Guide Service. So make a difference, become a mentor, and get more people into the sport we love. Southern Saskatchewan has a lot of farm industry. We've got elk ranches, we've got buffalo ranches, there's all sorts of farming up here. It is something, it's called the breadbasket of Canada for a reason, and you can definitely see why. This is really cool where you can look back, get the buffalo right behind us. The combined factors of farming, agriculture, and the location of Saskatchewan and the flight path for migratory birds provided some great action. Good boy! Attaboy, come on! Yep, come on! Good boy! Atta dog! Good boy! Hip! We are moving some decoys around a little bit. Birds aren't coming in quite as tight as we wanted, so we're going to move them so we can kind of bring them in a little tighter and right over us. Good hunt so far. And now it's time for this week's Conservation Corner, presented by Vanishing Paradise.
The Mississippi River Delta is disappearing at an alarming rate. A football field of land vanishes into open water almost every hour. Many factors have led to this near collapse of our sportsman's paradise. One of the most significant is the Mississippi River has been constrained and cut off from its delta. Without land-building sediment deposits from the river, the delta is doomed to continue sinking beneath the water, jeopardizing this vital fish and wildlife habitat. Learn more about why this is happening and how we can reconnect the river with its wetlands and rebuild the delta's marshes, wetlands, cypress forests, and barrier islands to save this vanishing paradise. Find out how you can help at vanishingparadise.org.
Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, with decoys moved and birds working, we'll wrap up our high fence goose hunt from Saskatchewan.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for your chance to win a puppy from Soggy Acres Retrievers and other great prizes from our sponsors.
Sporting Dog Adventures is brought to you by Cabela's, Heavy Shot, Hadel's Game Calls, Conquest Scent Sticks, Hi-Vis, Liberty Safe, Headwaters Seat Covers, Mr. Lid, Mobile Strong, Paw Print Genetics, the Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks and Tourism, Vanishing Paradise, Pheasants Forever, and Soggy Acres Retrievers. This product review is brought to you by the Outdoor Hub. There's a new product out on the market that every pickup truck owner needs to own. It's a mobile, strong, secure storage system. These things are great. When I'm out on the road, it keeps my gun safe. I can fit my boots, shooting sticks. On the other side, I've got it sectioned off so that I've got my shells in a spot. We've got calls, we've got our sights, hats. We can fit everything in here, keep ourselves organized, and then at the end of the day, close it up and lock everything tight. The Mobile Strong system is superior because it does not have any wood. You're not going to deal with warping. If you take care of this unit, it's going to last you a lifetime. The unit has an aluminum frame and a composite outer shell for maximum durability. The Mobile Strong Secure Vehicle solution is made in different models. This is a pickup truck model built for a full bed pickup. They also have several different SUV models. The weight on them is light. This is about 150 pounds, so it can be taken in and put back. When you need the use of your truck bed, the SUV models weigh about 80 pounds, and they're nice because you can move them from vehicle to vehicle. This unit is durable, affordable, and made in the USA. If you want a good product for your pickup truck or SUV, you should invest in protection before you lose your investment. Check them out at mobilestrong.net. Earlier in the season, we had Micah into the vet to get her checked for when the optimal time for breeding would be. I would say we probably hit it because Micah's sitting here. We're still about 12 days from when she's due, and their pregnancy only lasts about 60 days, so she should get quite a bit bigger. What we're going to do is we're going to have a little contest. Labs normally have 8 to 12 puppies, so what we're going to do is we're going to give everyone an opportunity to send your guess to sportingdogtv@gmail.com on how many puppies are in Micah. If you're correct, you'll be entered in the pool, and we will pick 5 winners for signature Sporting Dog Adventures duck calls. Kind of a fun thing to do, and later in the season, we're going to get to see just how many puppies Micah has. Good girl.
Fetch it up!
Castle's a strong-willed dog that takes pressure well, but it was obvious that he was starting to get really confused on this hunt in the field. What I did was wait until the morning flight was just about over, and then I took Castle out and worked with him on some things so that he could be more prepared for the next hunt.
Bring it here. Come on. Hold. Good boy. Sit. Hold. Sit. Drop.
Trained retrieve is basically training a dog to retrieve and hold a bird until you command them to drop. Castle was on his first goose hunt and was struggling with a proper grip on the bird, as well as finishing his retrieve. I took things back to basics and slowed down the retrieve process for him.
Here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Here. Come on. Atta boy. Come on.
Once he understood what my expectations were for him, he definitely showed improvement. It was time to wrap up our high fence goose hunt. I was impressed with our northern flight decoys. We learned that Mr. Castle had some work to do to improve his retrieving prowess in the field. Stay tuned later in the season as we continue to see Castle's progress on yet another hunt from our Saskatchewan adventure. So, once we were packed up, we were still missing one bird from our hunt. It got chaotic, so we thought we'd keep an eye out while we drove out of the enclosure. I can honestly say the high fence saved us on this one.
Good retrieve.
Next week on Sporting Dog Adventures, we head to Montana for a cast and blast. We'll see the conclusion from our mule deer hunt earlier in the year and go on a fly fishing trip on the historic Madison River. Closed captioning provided by Hadel's Game Calls.
Are you looking for a puppy? Chocolate black or yellow?
Contact Soggy Acres Retrievers at soggyacres.com.
I'll correct him and we'll repeat the... If for some reason he removes and doesn't give us our... Oh, see, this sucks, doesn't it? Yep. Fetch it up, Castle. Fetch him up.
Everything you need is here under the sun.
Boom!